Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to share a Google document through a Canvas assignment. That way you can work out of your Drive still and students can still use their Google stuff while working with Canvas. Keep in mind what I'm going to show you now. There's some things in it that can be used outside of Canvas as well. So for example, if you're using Google Classroom, um, the way you share Google Drive documents in Classroom is way more straightforward. So this is mainly for Canvas users, but I will be showing one little trick about force copying a document that would be handy for anyone to know. So, okay. So first thing you're going to do is get into a class. So I'm just going to use my practice class. And I want to make an assignment. It is my character web assignment that I'm going to give to students. I made a Google Doc and I want them to have their own copy of this document. They're going to fill it out themselves and then they're going to turn it in when it's due. So that would be under assignments. Anything on Canvas that you want a due date associated to it, points associated to it, you're going to be making it through assignments. So I went to assignments and I'm going to come here to new assignment plus assignment. So I'm making a new one. I'm going to call it Adventures of Tom Sawyer Character Web. So in this box, this is where I can give directions. I can share files, links, videos, whatever content I want to put into my assignment. I put it right here. So I might tell them click on the link, and then I'll turn that into a link in a minute, to get your own copy of the character web Google document. Once completed, submit assignment on Canvas. All right. Just as a piece of advice, font sizes are naturally 12. I always go up to 14 because I think 12 is really small. So I usually like to type in 14 or bigger on Canvas. So notice I said click on the link. So I'm going to have this word turn into a link. So when they click it, it'll take them to the Google Doc that I want them to complete. So in order to do that, I need to have a Google Doc, which I already made this one. Adventures of Tom Sawyer character web. I even put directions in here as we read through, blah, 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 build a character web. And then I started out with Tom Sawyer, and the kids would just add to it with arrows and with more circles or squares. Just a little side note, you can insert a Google drawing at any time. So I actually went to Google Drawing to make this little box that says Tom Sawyer. When you click on it, it just pulls up a draw space, and I just picked a shape and then I put in a text box and I save and close. So that's just something for you to explore maybe later. Okay, so I've got my Google Doc I want to share with my kids. I'm going to go up to the share, get shareable link. Right now, anyone at southmadison.k12.in.us can view this link. Don't forget that the students do not have the same email as us. They actually have STU, S-T-U, inserted in here. So this isn't going to work for them. So anytime you share anything on through Google, make sure you always you click on here and you go down to more. You've got to change the settings to anyone with the link. Because again, the students do not have the same email as us. They don't have the same, they're just not on the same, I don't know what it's called, but it's different. Okay, so anyone with the link can view, great. Okay, so here's the deal. When students get something like this, they'll open it, they can view it, and then their next question is, how do I type on it? What do I do now? And that can get kind of old, can it? really all they have to do is go to File, Make a Copy, and then it's theirs. They can make their own edits. It won't disturb your original, but those are two steps we can actually skip. We can make life a little easier. So here's what you're going to do. You are going to copy this link. Okay, this is our share link, so I'm just going to copy it. I'm going to go back to my Canvas account. I've highlighted link. This is when I want a hyperlink, right? Two ways to do a hyperlink. I can come up here and link like this, or I can use my keyboard and do Control K, and it brings up this little window. I prefer Control K only because sometimes when I do a link the other way, it will open up whatever I've linked to right in that window, and now my students are no longer in Canvas and they have to navigate back to Canvas at some point. That can just be annoying. So if you want things to open up into their own tab, I recommend doing Control K, and it gives you that option here with Target, which I'll get to in a minute. So this is where I'm going to paste my URL that I copied from Google. Now here's the cool part, and everyone listen up. All I have to do is change this word, EDIT. Okay, I am changing this word edit to COPY, copy. That little change will allow the students to, when they click the link, it opens up a window and it says make a copy right away. So basically we call it a forced copy. There's nothing else they can do but make a copy. And it's just an easier step for you and the students if you want them to have their own copy that they type on. And then here's my target. I'm going to do a new window because I want it to open in a new tab. I press OK. If you hover over here, it should be underlined. That means it's got a link. And I'm not going to fill too much of this out. I do want them to turn this back in online, and I want it to be a file upload. Okay, they're going to basically turn in their Google Doc to me. And then all this other stuff you can customize. So I'm just going to save and publish. Now to test our link out, we have to have saved, okay? And then I can test this out. So I'll go ahead and click on it so you can see what it does. So this is what students would see. Copy document. Would you like to make a copy of Tom Sawyer Character Web? And they have to make a copy. So this allows them to have their very own copy of the Google Doc that they get to edit, and then later they will come back to this assignment. They will go into, and I'm not a student, I'm not in student mode right now, but I can get there real quick. I'll show you guys what the students would see. So I just went to settings, student view, and now I can see what my students see. So I'm going to go to assignments. And let's see here. Where is it? Here, Adventures of Tom Sawyer Character Web. So my student would go to submit assignment, and they actually, if they sync their accounts, which I do have a video on, it's on our district YouTube account. If they sync their Canvas account with their Google account, they will actually see another tab show up here that says Google Docs. And they can actually just submit it right from their drive, which is awesome. If they don't have that and you don't want to mess with that right away, then they would simply need to download as in order to turn it in. So they can't just turn in a doc willy-nilly. They would have to make sure it is a Word doc or a PDF doc, and then they can come up here and choose their file and choose it. But anyway, I wanted to show you how you're able to link to a Google Doc. Now keep in mind, you can do the same with slides, the same with sheets, the same with a survey. you can insert those shareable links into Canvas, and that's the best way to share some of your stuff. There's also a way to embed, which I can make another video later, but if you're interested in embedding like a survey right onto Canvas, so they don't even have to go out of Canvas, it's right there on the page, you can do that as well. And then you guys saw the little trick when we got our share link. We just changed this little edit word to copy, and it made a forced copy link for us. So that way students would automatically have to make a copy. And that's really, really nifty. So there you have it. Hope this helped some of you get started on how you can integrate Google with Canvas.